Hot Toys have slowly made me realize that they are lazy and inconsistent when making their figures, and we need to talk about it. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is Riley Reviews back again with another video here, and today we are going to be discussing what the title says on why Hot Toys is inconsistent and lazy at times with making their 6-scale figures. Before we do that, if you do enjoy the video, make sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, bang the bell notification so you don't miss future videos. But let's just get right into it because I don't want to waste your time today. Something happened about a night or two ago. We just got this new release of Mantis. This was their newest release, and we're going to go into this whole story of why I believe this and why I kind of realized this as of recent. But this figure, originally from the prototype, was different than what we're seeing here. It got updated, and it looks a lot better. The sculpt looks almost identical to the actress. They did an incredible job, and this was one that was on pre-order for quite some time, but like I said, it did have face changes, and it got an update post stating that they are going to be changing the sculpt to make it better. And as you're seeing right here, this is the original one on the top and the new one on the bottom, and you can clearly see that the figure is much better. It looks a lot more like her. Her face was more like rectangle-like in the first proto, and now it looks more like the actress, and it looks more humanized. I feel like the other one looks more like an alien. It didn't have kind of like that human feature, but I can zoom in more for you people watching. You can see that's the original, and this is the new one. And it looks so close to the actress. It looks almost identical. It's one of those ones where you're like, damn, like 9.5. They killed it. The update They killed it. And in the post, shout out, this actual post was Daniel Kajeda who posted this. People know him in the community, but they mention in the post of why they updated it, and they left the release thing. And at the bottom it says, or in the highlighted message, our team invested substantial time and effort in studying her facial features and fine-tuned the head sculpt to capture the endearing presence of her character. Now, the problem I have with this is because there are so many, countless figures that Hot Toys have done that have not stuck the landing from proto to final, and they don't do anything about it. They just keep it the way it is, even with all of the drastic people saying change this needs updating, etc., etc. We need this change. This is not correct. This is not good enough. The paint looks off. It doesn't look accurate, and they end up doing nothing. And they keep it on the same order. They keep the same way the proto was, or they even decline it a bit, which is even worse. And that frustrates a lot of people because this figure that got updated, because they wanted to update it for some reason, looks like a 10 out of 10. It looks beautiful now. It went from like an 8 or a 7.5 to like a 9 to a 9.5. Like it really did steadily improve. Like it looks beautiful. But one of the problems I have is that no one had problems with this figure in the first place. This is one of those figures where when it got announced, I think like 95 or 90% of people absolutely loved it. They thought the original was perfect. Like they had no problems with it. So it kind of boggles my noodle a bit when they update a figure that has no need to be updated in the first place. It's great to get it though. I mean, I'm not complaining, but it just doesn't really make sense to me when they do this and they update it when, first of all, no one even asked it in the first place. And secondly, there's even more figures that actually need drastic changes to like even the suit design, to the likeness of certain outfits. And we're going to get to my point, which is, I'm sure what a lot of people think I'm going to lead up to, but I just think it's super frustrating because stuff like this kind of shoots Hot Toys in the foot when they do update posts, when they make figures better from what they were originally. It's exciting, it's great, but it's also bad because it sets that precedent where why can't they match that with every figure? And I know people will say they're a business, there's going to be L's, W's and L's here and there, but like if they can update a Mantis figure, this figure can get done justice. And y'all know if you know, you know, me, short story, me and Nick Collectibles have started this movement of why this particular figure, which is the Black Suit Hot Toys Toby, needs drastic changes and needs massive updates. And we've made it clear that the hashtag fix Black Suit Toby, we want to make this a movement. We want to get it done. We want to actually see Hot Toys react to it and update the figure. And we're hoping it happens. Most of us don't think it's going to happen at all, but we just think it's all, at the end of the day, we're just doing it. It is what it is. It's probably not going to happen, but this is kind of what I'm talking about with figures like this that fans love. It doesn't look accurate. And for people who are saying it's accurate, it's just not. It's just not. It's a fact. It is factual that the mask especially is completely just off. His lenses look so different to what the movie looks like. His lenses should be out of his face shell, but it's like planted into his face. It just looks bad. It just does. And I'm not afraid to say it. I'm just going to be honest. And look at this right here. Tell me that's screen accurate, because it's not. And Hot Toys is based off screen accurate and the most lifelike, realistic interpretations of the film. And that's why we're paying up to $400 to $500 at this point on this company. And I just think it's ridiculous that we're accepting subpar figures and then they're updating other ones. And it just proves to me that Hot Toys is lazy at times, and that they'll rush figures out that they know are going to sell well because they know it's a hot item. They're like, okay, who gives a shit? Well, we can keep it the same way it is. It's still going to sell. And another great example is Doc Ock. They said there was going to change, and they didn't even change it. It barely changed, and it's still one of the most laughed sculpts of all time in Hot Toys history. People hate the Doc Ock. I think it's just mediocre, but that's another one of my reasons of how they take 2 steps forward, the company, and then they take 2 steps back. They can't keep that consistency, that rhythm where they can just knock it out of the park. And with new companies, with InArt and all this stuff, I feel like they should knock it out of the park with every figure. Another one is Mace Windu. A lot of people don't think the likeness looks to him. It just doesn't. And like I said, Black Suit Toby, this is, we don't mean to toot our own horn, but it's becoming a pretty big deal to a lot of people. And it's showing that. We made this Instagram post, has 5,200 likes, and we're saying, make posts on Hot Toys' timeline. This is a big deal. And a lot of people in the comments are agreeing with it, and they think it's also a big deal because it doesn't look accurate to what the film actually is. It's just the No Way Home version of the sculpt on a black suit. Like, they repainted it. It just doesn't look right. The chest emblem's off. There's multiple things. You can check the post itself. I don't want to keep it too long, but I just think it's unbelievable in my opinion. I think this is BS. But the fact that if they do update Mantis and this and other figures that do need updates, I believe like Clone Wars figures, the Darth Sidious, I can show that. People want that changed, specifically Daniel, so shout out to him. I can find the photo here. See, he thinks the smile is like he just looks too maniacal. I actually agree. I think that's off. And then there's like certain clone armors, the new 5s that just came out like a week ago. It's wrong mask, like stuff like that for making an accurate company. I just feel like them just updating Mantis is just like a slap in the face to people who just want consistently good figures. And I think this needs to be talked about more. It needs to be addressed more. And if you don't like this, that's fine. But I don't give a shit, honestly. If you think I'm negative, great. That's cool. I'm just being honest. I have so much passion and love for this character, and just for people who want to have consistent good figures. I mean, Hot Toys can make some of the most amazing figures, like this Batman, this Hot Toys Batman, which is a great figure. Still not totally accurate, but it's a beautiful figure. And then they'll just have other ones that are just completely off. And I just think knocking a Mantis out of the park, which is fine. It's great for Mantis fans. That's awesome. But you got to show love to other figures out there who are also super fans of this IP, like who love Tobey Maguire, who love Darth Sidious, who love 5s. All these characters that just aren't accurate. And it tells you plain and simple that they can make changes that make it a 10 out of 10, but then they'll leave other stuff and be lazy. They'll throw stuff on the table because they want to just push it out. They want to rush it, just like this red suit Toby, the original red suit that had the wrong mask eye lenses that looked absolutely god awful. It looked horrible, and they had to change it because there was just too much outrage. And I hope a lot of people understand how important this trend is, to just make most of your figures, not make almost all of your figures consistently amazing. And I think it's a big deal. maybe it's not to other people who people don't care about how accurate this is, if it's inaccurate enough. But to me, if I'm spending $400 on figures, I want the most accurate versions out there. And Hot Toys heard that with Mantis, but with other figures, they just want to brush it aside. So that's just my opinion. Hashtag fix Black Suit Toby, like you said. And this isn't just me. Like, I know there's other people out there who want this change. There's 5,000 people who liked this post. There's people who want it done. And I think Hot Toys need to understand that and just to stop being lazy and stop with the inconsistency, because with new competition coming, it really just demotivates me to get figures at times, because they'll just knock figures out of the park, make it 10 out of 10 like the Tom Hollands, the Mantises, but then they'll brush for the figures off. They'll be lazy with it, like the Doc Ock, like this Tobey, if it does release, that's not accurate. It's just factually not accurate. And hopefully maybe I'm repeating myself a lot. I feel like I got most of my rant out of there. I know this is maybe not the most positive video out there, but I just think this is important and this needs to be addressed. And like I said, shout out to other people out there who do care about accuracy, because it's a big deal. If it's like little things to me, like tiny things, I understand. But when it's like drastic stuff where the whole mask of a sculpt like this Tobey and the physique and the emblem, you can see the emblem, it's too big. His body is too small, which, I mean, you can live with the body. The main ones are just the chest and the mask. It just looks, how did they look at this and approve that as a Spider-Man 3 Black Suit Tobey? It doesn't look like the movie. It looks like the No Way Home if you had a variant of a black suit. So that's what I have to say. I don't want to keep this video too long. Let me know your thoughts, though. Is this something that you just think is ridiculous on my end? Do you think we should just, it's not that big of a deal and we should just move on with it? It is what it is, and they can't make every figure perfect? Or do you think that I am correct and we should set that precedent, because they've shown with this Mantis that they can get it done? And that's pretty much it. Hopefully you did enjoy the video. If you did, let me know all of your thoughts, though. Like I said, I know it's going to be controversial. You can say I'm wrong, or if you think this is just stupid or something, be respectful, obviously, but drop it all down below. Hit the subscribe button. Stay tuned for more videos and content. But thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Take care, guys.